welcome back. Hope you all are enjoying your good health and doing well in your studies. So let's begin another module of chapter 11 in history, that is part 2, modernization. Here in this module we are going to start the two very important topics. These are the story of Taiwan and the story of Korea. Here we will come to know how Taiwan and Korea went towards the progress and followed the path of modernization. So let's begin these two topics.
A disagreement of civil war occurred in 1930s and 1940s regarding the fundamental structures of the Chinese politics. It eventually caused China to split, with mainland China becoming to the Communist People's Republic of China, while the defeated Democratic Nationalists moved to an island off coast and reinstituted the Republic of China, what we know today as Taiwan. In early 20th century, the once mighty Chinese Empire was the shadow for its former self. Large part of China's especially important ports of trade and other large cities were effectively owned by the Western powers like Great Britain and France, who have covered the sphere of influence out of the China. The Qing dynasty ruled in the name only, and most of the countryside was effectively controlled by the local warlords. In 1911, Chinese nationalists forced emperor to abdicate and attempted instituting the Republic of China. The Republic faltered when its president Yuan Shikai attempted to declare himself emperor, and the local warlords all but ignored the central government. In the meantime, the Western educated Sun Yat-sen was slowly building the nationalist democratic movement of the South. He founded the Chinese Nationalist Party, the Kuomintang, and set up a Chinese nationalist government in 1919. Sun Yat-sen wanted to unify all Chinese into a democratic socialist republic and made concessions to the Chinese Communist Party, founded in 1921, in order to attempt to include Chinese of all political persuasions in his new nation. However, after Sun's death in 1925, party leadership fell to the nationalist hardliner and leader of Kuomintang army, Chiang Kai-shek. Chiang quickly consolidated his hold over the Kuomintang government, and by 1928 was virtual dictator of the area for the Kuomintang controlled. Chiang hated communism, and in 1927 he broke off the tactics cooperation between the Kuomintang and the Chinese Communist Party. What followed was decades of intermittent civil war, where Chiang alternated between fighting local warlords and rooting out communists.
So let us start another story, that is the story of Korea. Before that, we should know what is the prehistory of Korea. So if prehistory we talk about, we know that Korea was under dynastic ruling. And what is dynastic ruling? Means the ruling of kings and queens between 1392 to 1910, and it was the duration of almost about 500 years. Now in year 1910, Japan annexed or captured Korea and made its colony. So Japan started ruling upon Korea since from 1910, and it remained almost for 35 years, and Japan ruled for 35 years upon Korea. So what happened in year 1945, when Second World War took place? Korea got its independence. Korea got its independence. How does this happen? Because after annexing Korea, Japan started suppressing and humiliating the culture of Korea. and people of Korea or Korean became very aggressive and they went towards the revolutionary action. For that, they demanded for the provisional government in their place. Also, they got inspired from the idea of liberty. In this manner, Korean, they went towards the aggressive demand of republic, or we can say independence. In this manner, Korea got independence in year 1945. During the time when Second World War taking place, Japan was highly affected due to that war. We know Hiroshima and the Nagasaki were two places where nuclear bomb or atom bomb was dropped by USA, and their economic status and culture and everything got affected. Due to that, Korea got an opportunity to get released from Japan because Japan got weakened down that time period. And we can say finally, Korea was under the colonial ruling for 35 years. It was not like India for 200 years. It was only for 35 years. Now after getting independence, the steps towards the path of modernization, or we can say any country when get independent, then they used to plan some progressive ideas towards their nation and for their development. For the same, Korea went towards that with the help of industrialization, with the help of great knowledge and the skill of people, as well as the education, modern education system of Korea. So in this way, we can say that Korea went towards the path of modernization or development. That's all in this module, dear children. Now the last module is left about this chapter. So keep on watching and stay safe, stay happy.
It's time to do a few questionnaire. In which year Korea got its independence? In year 1954, year 1948,